Hello guys, welcome to Daily Crypto News Show. Today is September 25th and you are with your boy Crypto Lemon. So what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about, of course, the Bitcoin state, where we sit currently. We're going to talk about the Ether option market, stablecoins reaching $20 billion. This is quite a huge milestone. It's up 300% year to date. We're gonna talk also about an interesting podcast that maybe you should listen to if you like boxing fights between Dave Portnoy and Pomp. Dave Portnoy basically calling Bitcoin a Ponzi scheme. Then we have a news from the Chinese state media that actually did not promote but talked about cryptocurrency and the fact that it was in huge gains year to date. And to end up, we're going to talk about Chainlink that has been bouncing back yesterday and this morning, and also about the fact that some developers were actually selling off for the past weeks. So let's get to it. So today the market is sitting at 340 billion, at 3.5% during the past 24 hours. Bitcoin is at 10.6, Ethereum 340. So let's look at what's going on in the market. So we had a dump yesterday, and Bitcoin had been gaining momentum over the past, let's say, 12 hours. It went up to 10.7. It's now sitting in a range between 10.5 and 10.7. The interesting thing is we had again some important liquidation for people that were using leverage buy contracts or positions, and the Bitcoin actually this sell-off that we've seen the past few days has coincided with the stock sell-off actually. And if we look at the performance, Bitcoin in orange here has underperformed traditional assets, so stock market, over the past 2 weeks, kind of a lot, down 11% compared to 8% for the S&P, for example, which is kind of what we've been seeing for the past months and what I've been saying for the past weeks. If you've been following me, it's we are correlated to the stock market, and this is Bitcoin. Remember, this is the most defensive, let's say, crypto asset we have available. So I don't even want to look at DeFi, but most project before the bounce from the past 24 hours were down 30 to 40%. So we have also something important on Ether, just to show how bearish actually the market is. We're not in a bear market, but some actors with a lot of money are actually bearish, probably anticipating the stock market to go down and crypto to go down with it. So it's just the probabilities of the Ethereum price for the next contract in October. So 50% of at the current option prices, 50% of traders expect Bitcoin to be sub $340 by October. 40% expect Ether to be north of $360 by the next contract in October. I don't remember the date. The date is I don't remember the date, exact date for the next contract. I think it's mid-October, but I'm not sure. And we have only 24% of traders that believes that Ether will be north of $400 by October contract date. Big news, we've all heard of it. It's been the story over the summer, and since the beginning of the year, stablecoins hit $20 billion. I was talking about the US decision a few days back to actually allow stablecoins, and that they will be funded by actually bank dollars, to make sure that it was one USD for one stablecoin, for example, US stablecoin. And this was a big thing, if you ask me. Of course, it doesn't take into account all the decentralized stablecoin, but for the main ones that are supposed to be backed, at least it brings some kind of professionalism and some kind of trust, even if it's a trust to centralized party, of course. So what I was surprised about this 20 billion is actually 80% is just USDT, even with all the FUD and all the criticism of USDT. If you look at it, this is USDT. of this part. This is USDT, and this is also USDT. This is just like most of of the, the stable coins market are just USDTs, and we have USDK over there. Sorry, yeah, there, and we have USDC. So it's just USDC is probably one of the most let's say regulatory proofed tokens. They've been the one talking with the Fed, with the US regulators. So this is a more let's say legal stablecoin and mostly backed by US banks. This is really interesting. The main driver have been of a few kinds. First, to move capital, mostly, for example, Box Mining was talking about it, but for Chinese, they've been buying USDT to hedge themselves from yuan devaluation and just to be able to move capital away from China. We've also all the DeFi craze. Let's not forget that for most of the DeFi projects, a lot of pairs are Ether plus USDT plus DAI. So if you want to farm, you need some stable coins. So this is another demand. And of course, we've seen also a lot of emerging countries having issues due to COVID and wanting to have a safer asset than their national currency. So I'm talking about Turkey, I'm talking about Argentina, Brazil, Mexico, South Africa, a lot of African countries. So these countries, these people getting into cryptos, they're fine with just saving their assets in USD, and therefore stablecoins is a way for them to get them easier than through normal means. Then we have Dev Portnoy meeting Pomp. That was quite interesting. If you want to listen to the podcast, please do. It's basically saying that Bitcoin is some kind of Ponzi, where the last one holding the bag is gonna be left with nothing. And actually, Pomp did a good job in 2 minutes to explain why Bitcoin is important. And he took the analogy because Dev Portnoy always says stocks goes up, but Pomp actually see if your stocks were not valued in USD but in ounces of gold, actually stocks would have gone down because stocks didn't go as much up as gold. So you have more dollars, but if these dollars are worth less, maybe you're not even making money at the moment. And he went on this kind of course, theme that we all know about. But I find the explanation quite clear, quite easy to understand for anyone. So if you want to share this to a non-Bitcoiner, that will be quite interesting. Also, guys, don't forget to click the subscribe button, please, and to comment if I can get better in any kind of way. Later this afternoon, we'll get some another tutorial analysis um, of a new project that I really like, that I tried out, and that can also bring adoption, mass adoption from non-techie or non-crypto people. Chinese state media outlets surprised with pro-crypto reports. Well, this is an overstatement. The only thing is that one of the main Chinese Communist Party journal and official TV, they talked, it's called Xinhua News Agency, they talked about the report from Bloomberg showing the outperformance of cryptocurrencies compared to other kind of assets since the beginning of 2020. And this is not a big thing for us in Western countries but in China it means a lot, as they've always made it clear that there should be no news, no incentive for Chinese people to invest in this kind of asset, and they've been quiet against it. So this is a change of state as it comes from pro-state medias. And to close this daily crypto news, Chainlink up 30%. So if you've been following me on the social networks, I do not like Chainlink for many reasons. This is a sketchy project. You had a report from Zeus Capital. They're sketchy too, but their points were on the money, and we never had an answer from Chainlink top management on a lot of fair points. And now what we found out is that if you look at the article, basically, Chainlink developers have been selling 500,000 tokens every week for the past 55 days, 7 to 8 weeks. So it's worth a lot of money. I think they put it here, but it's worth $5 million per batch, and they've been selling relentlessly. And what I'm curious about is they never talk about why they're selling. For example, I've looked at new projects that are going to list. So bounce came back. Sorry. The bounce happened after they said that Link could be used to book trips with traveler.com. But this has been a lot of the cases, like they use Link to form liquidity mining. Through liquidity mining, you can use Link to do this, to do that. But Link is supposed to be just an asset to exchange between oracles and people using the data. I don't understand why they try to use Link to pay for traveler. Does it want to replace USDT or Bitcoin? I don't think that's the point of Link. But I believe they need a lot of PR stunt to pump their project, and that's what they've been doing for a long time. And with 4 years in the making, they still don't have mainnet and staking, which is completely crazy to me when you have other new projects that do it in just a few weeks. And then, so basically, what I'm saying, do not buy it, please. Okay, this is not financial advice, but you should not buy it. There is a lot of sketchy things happening with it, and this might just be a dead cat bounce. It's been going down for the past months, and I believe it will continue so. And I don't understand the partnership with Traveler. What is the link of this? Probably gave a ton of free link to Traveler.com for sure. Finally, COVID, I'm obsessed with it, but this will help you to determine in which way the stock market and therefore the crypto market is going to go. Yesterday, we had again a bad day, with France leading like the worst day it had since the beginning of this freaking virus. 16,000 new cases. The previous high was around 13, and you can see compared to the first wave, well, this is much higher. We have less death rate because it's younger people, but we have now bars and restaurants being closed from next Monday at 10 o'clock. And as you understand, if you don't confine, this will just only go up and up and up. And as everything remains mostly open, I have doubt it will stop anytime soon. And I believe this will impact stock market. We have Spain also seeing a bounce. And we have the UK also being almost at all-time high in terms of new infections. This is quite negative for the stock market, and it is all over the news in different financial journals such as Bloomberg. And we also have another issue that will probably bring European stock markets down, is the fact that UK is not really willing to do Brexit, so we have this drama ongoing for some time now. So DAX, the German index, is down 0.5% on the day. And if you look at the 1 month, it looks like Bitcoin. We've been going down, and now it depends. Will we bounce up? If we do, let's buy some Bitcoin, Ether, whatever you want. But if we continue to go down, I'll advise to have it's a small position that will and some cash that you might be able to invest a bit now. So let's see what tomorrow brings, and I'll see you tomorrow. And please do not forget, subscribe,